How's it going, you guys? So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about what I believe as far as the universe and I guess my own spiritual beliefs and things like that. This, I suppose, would be the closest thing that I have to a religion. And I'm sorry if it doesn't fit your definition of religion, but it is what it is. It's just my shit right now. Um, let's see. What do I believe? So first of all, I don't believe in God as in like you know, a physical entity with a beard, a bald man up in the sky or something. I don't believe in that. I don't really believe that Jesus was, actually a manifestation of God the way people think he is, but I think every single person on this planet, if other people even exist, because in philosophy there's a severe fundamental flaw in the fact that we can't actually prove objectively that anything outside of ourselves even exists. As a matter of fact, it's very hard to even prove that reality itself exists. Um, but that's a whole nother debate in and of itself. But fact of the matter is, you know, I have gone to church when I was younger. Multiple different types of churches because my mother was trying to find her way through the whole religion thing because she grew up Catholic, but then she began to question it. And so she tried Methodist, she tried Baptist, she tried all sorts of different types of Christianity and religion and things. And I went to different churches. Went to like some kind of church group thing, the largest church group in my city, from the age of 16 until I was 19 maybe. And I used to really just go to church to pick up girls at that time. Anyway, and a lot of my best friends throughout my life, uh, not my best friends, but a lot of my close friends, uh, were religious in some way. There was a point in my life where I, you know, developed such cynicism towards, irrational thinking that I would, try really hard to deconstruct a person's belief system if they're close to me and they believed in Christianity. Um, because I believe, here's my thing is if there's no objective facts, if I can't prove, if there's no actual proof of something, then I'll still entertain the possibility of it being there. But I'm not going to put all my eggs in that basket. I'm not going to fully buy into something without actual proof. This is why in nutrition, if you listen to all my videos about nutrition, I, I'm I might have some fundamental basic principles I abide by. I guess you could say my bias in nutrition is low carb, but um, I also understand that there's so many variables in it, and science cannot prove objective fact unless it's something like mathematics or computer engineering or something like that. But the point is, especially in regards to religion, so I'm not going to believe in God unless there's objective proof. Now, however, I'm not an atheist. I also think that it's foolish to fully buy into to this idea that, because there's no proof of God, it does not exist. Because in order for me to believe that God does not exist, in order for me to believe that the physical reality is all there is, I first need proof that nothing outside itself exists. And the absence of proof that something does exist is not proof of its non-existence. So whether it's believing that God exists or believing that God does not exist, I need evidence to support that belief. And most people, they buy into something. They have to believe something. But for me, at first it was very uncomfortable to accept ambiguity, to accept the possibility that I can't prove it either way. But I've gotten to the point in my life where um I've tried over and over again to like fully buy into things in general, like any religion at all or non-religion or even science, but I'm just so aware now of the fact that most things are left up to interpretation. Most things have to be subjective. They're based on perception. That I have nothing but skepticism for most things. Skepticism in the absolute sense. Skepticism for the so-called skeptics and evidence-based people. Anyway, I'm going on and on and on, but I do have a belief. My belief is and my belief is based on faith. And I have to thank my friend Melissa Arroyo. I have a couple videos with her where we collaborated. Check out her channel. Melissa Arroyo is like the white person way of saying it. I have to give a shout out to her because, she's one of the friends that I have, and I have quite a few. She's one of the most grounded Christians that I know. But, she explained to me and I don't even know because doesn't, based on faith, basically, that I have to have faith for it because I can't, maybe I don't have proof, but I have to have faith that it exists. Now, again, my idea is not that like God exists with a beard and like, I don't know about that. I don't have proof of that. But I have felt like an energy outside of myself. Now, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I believe in God in a sense of energy. Now, I recognize this energy as pretty much the same exact thing that all religions attempted to describe. I notice, so like praying, when you pray to God, the people that are actually successful, like my friends that have had prayers answered, it was an energetic thing more than just the act of praying. Because if you pray to God, but you don't feel that connection, then, it doesn't seem to actually come true. I've found consistently in my own experience when I align my feelings and my overall like state of being with a particular energy, whether you call that like vibrations or frequency, whether you call that love, appreciation, source energy, whether you call that God. I know that when I did practice praying for a certain period of time, I felt more connected than ever to this source energy. And a lot of the things that I prayed for, they came true. Now, not 100% accurately. And I find that when I'm connected to this so-called source energy, which is, I think the law, like people who actually understand the law of attraction, this is more so what they're describing. It's like you're aligning like your entire experience, how you're experiencing things with a certain feeling of appreciation and love and detachment as well. So, and what happens is I don't I don't directly control reality, but I become like I start to attract more things in alignment with this so-called godly energy. And I feel like this is like eternal energy. This is universal energy. This is what they call source energy. This is what most people refer to as God. And when it's really strong, I get an extreme, supreme feeling that I am God. And it radiates through my entire being. And it's this overwhelming sense of confidence, not only in who I'm being right now, what I'm doing right now, but this confidence that no matter what I experience or whatever happens to me, you could say, hey, whatever I attract in my experience, I can get through it no matter what. And of course, if you understand psychology and things of that nature and the idea of positive reframing, you understand from a scientific, foundational, physical level, self-fulfilling prophecies are true. They do happen. And so it doesn't even have to be spiritual. You can experience this no matter whether you believe in spirituality or not. But I have felt like there is some sort of like divine energy or some magic behind it, where when I'm able to align myself with this energy, um, everything that is supposed to happen happens, and I start to feel like I start to get more momentum, like momentum builds, energetic momentum, and I start to feel like I'm more and more on the path towards where I need to be. And I think a lot of people, I think pretty much everybody is looking for this, is what they're looking for. Okay? And a lot of people, they try to get this feeling or this energy, this sense of being through material objects, through, mindless distractions like Netflix and scrolling through your Facebook news feed. And I think that those dopamine distractions, I think that they do take you away from this energy. And and anyway, I think that what everyone wants when they're seeking these lower level consciousness activities, if you want to call them that, everyone wants this connection that I'm talking about, this feeling, no matter what you really think of it as. Um, Another thing is, what people call evil in the world. So, what are some things that I think are evil? I think um, addictions of all kinds, like addictions to pornography, addictions to the Facebook news feed, addictions to drugs. I think also like these emotional reactions we have to negative circumstances and to other people. Like people, like let's say somebody says something negative to me, like they call me a name or something, like they say, they talk shit to me or something, and I allow myself to respond with hatred and I allow myself to be hurt. To me, that energy is evil. And I have actually found it very easy to detach myself from other people's antagonistic nonsense, those types of situations. I all the time, I have people like I've dealt with crazy people at my job multiple times, um, and I don't feel threatened by it because I understand that it's my choice to respond or not. I understand that I have the choice of creating my reality based on how I respond to my everyday present moment. And to me, this is the essence of God, is creation. And creation to me, I don't really worry as much about how humans were created anymore. I don't think about how like what's the meaning of life and how life was created. Sometimes it comes up because I've had several existential crises through my life. What I think about is, what am I creating now? Not what created me, but what am I creating? And I think that that is what people lack and what they need to focus on, because people are like they're dissatisfied with what they have in their life. How the fuck do you feel better about it? Not by like hoping that there's a afterlife, by creating the life you want right now. And there's many ways you can go about creating your own reality, so to speak. But for me, it's, you know, aligning my thoughts, my words, my actions with, appreciation, with empowerment, with, love, and, but not in a weird spiritual sense. I mean, I would say I'm an asshole, but, uh, I do think appreciation is something that we can all cultivate. And you don't have to be a super fluffy, weird Fantasyland nice guy to have this type of love and appreciation inside of you. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I believe in a supreme energy, and I believe that you can embody it. I believe that you can become it, and I believe that it is what God is supposed to be. Uh, and I also believe that when you connect yourself to this energy, you'll find a lot of things that you want come to you, and you'll find that a lot of things that seem like bad things that happen to you are actually your desires in disguise. So, for example, um, you know, let's say my car broke down and, I am like, oh shit, what am I going to do? And then I'm like, oh, I got to call a tow truck. But now while I'm waiting for the tow truck, I go out there. I'm like, you know what? I bet you someone out here has, some tools to help me. And I'm optimistic that I can solve my problem easily and someone will help me out. And then I happen to meet someone who has a tool to fix my car, and then they happen to be like a CEO of a company or something. And because I'm not like letting my problems control my feelings and emotions, I'm actually more focused on developing getting the most out of that situation right there and then. So I'm talking to that person as if everything's okay, getting to know them and genuinely being interested, despite my car being fucked up. Next thing you know, I have a job offer for like $100,000 a year or something. And these things happen all the time, but they only happen when you are in this type of alignment that I'm talking about. And I find that, for me, this is everything that they say the law of attraction is supposed to be. But I think the reason why so many people, they see it as nonsense. Number one, most people talk about the law of attraction. They're viewing it from under meaning a perspective where it's not grounded in rational thinking, in science, and in nuance. It is technically a tinfoil hat perspective. But then you have interpreting this subject from above, meaning that you are on the level or above the level of intellect that a lot of the scientific-minded people are, the people who have graduate degrees in science and things like that, who are looking at things from a more complex, nuanced, intricate point of view. Anyway, like really none of this stuff that I'm talking about here. So first of all, it's not like I believe this is the truth no matter what, and if you don't agree with me, then you are a fool or something. Like, it's not like that. It's something that I have kind of grown to experience, and it works in my life. And and when I actually am engaged in this version of spirituality that I feel is, the works, things happen to me like that. Everything falls into place, it seems. Not to say I don't put effort towards things, but so yeah. But I've never been able to get into this. So first, before I started really studying science, I found this out. But then I started studying science, so I started debunking this and being extremely skeptical about this. I started thinking, oh, the law of attraction is nonsense. The law of attraction is for people who don't want to go through the stress of achieving things in life. And so this is another one of those defense mechanisms they use to allow themselves to be complacent without actually getting somewhere. It's fluffy nonsense for people who don't actually want to try in life. That's what I started to think when I started to research science. I'm like, oh, there's no intervention trial that shows, a source energy or a spirit. And that's the thing. That's another thing is, we can talk about brain dead people who get into a serious accident, and then they damage their brains. Where the fuck is their spirit? So what if there's cases of people who get brain damage and then they get resuscitated and their personality is completely different now? Has their spirit changed? Or what happened to their spirit? And so things like that prevent me from believing in the spirit the way other people do. So it's like, I'm still open to that idea. Like, maybe it's just because your brain's a receptor and it can't receive the vibrations of your spirit effectively. But I don't know. But I don't allow myself to go that far because it's not even functional for me to think that much about it. I do think about it, but I don't think about it as much anymore. I have to focus on, what am I doing now? What do I want to achieve? And how do my thoughts, align with that? So Anyway, I'll talk more about this and try to make more sense of it soon, because I can understand if most people turn this video off in the first 4 minutes. Let me know if you've gone this far. Would you watch this whole video and did you like it? Let me know in the comments, because if more people tell me in the comments that they've watched this whole video and they like this free-flowing content with no structure, then I'll make more videos like this. But I always feel an anxiety before making these videos, because it's like, contrary to what I say, I always say, oh, just make videos and they don't make sense. It's okay. Just make the habit of making videos. But I know that I could re-record this video even without a script, like maybe 3 times, and get it perfect the 3rd time if I really wanted to. I just don't have the time to do that these days. So anyway, let me know in the comments. I'll talk to y'all next time.